Hi there, it's Tamara Dorris, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about what I consider frequency busters. I did a recent video called 5 Ways to Bring Your Frequency Up. And so I think it's clear, hopefully, that everything in the universe is energy. You've heard that a million times by now, but I want to make sure you understand what it means from a scientific perspective. It means that even things that appear to be solid, like my phone or my cool pin, when put under a microscope at a subatomic level, it actually isn't solid at all. It feels solid, looks solid, but it's not solid at all. Subatomically, there are protons, neurons, neutrons, quarks, and here's what's really crazy, is there being a particle and a wave at the same time. That's what the double slit experiment is all about. And if you've never read or heard a video about it or anything like that, look it up, because it's the way that it proves that we're both energy and matter at the same time. It's really crazy stuff. Okay, so we're all energy. Well, what does energy do? Energy vibrates, right? The first law of the universe is energy is always in motion, right? Energy is always vibrating. But what does that mean? Well, the level or the quality or the speed of the vibration is called a frequency. So while it may sound a little woo-woo, metaphysically and quantum physically, that's not even a word, but anyway, according to quantum physics and metaphysics, it is this idea that we are a frequency, but that we also are always emitting a frequency. And what do I mean by emitting a frequency? I mean, you can basically consider your emotions and your frequency almost synonymous. Now, they aren't. Obviously, there's different reasons, mainly that emotions are physical in nature, based on your neuropeptides, your neurotransmitters, and your biological happenings as a human being. But again, if everything's energy, that really is just energy too, right? Emotion is energy in motion. But just so we're splitting hairs and we understand where the line is drawn, when you're feeling an emotion, it has a biological effect. Well, it also has an energetic effect. And the energetic effect is what we call frequency. So if I'm very happy or very excited, in my brain, I'll have serotonin and dopamine. That's the physical biological experience of being excited or happy. But the energy that happiness, that joy, that excitement is emitting is an invisible frequency. And you're like, okay, great. Well, what does it do for me? Well, the frequency that we are emitting all the time has everything to do with the kinds of things that we connect with. Remember, everything, even non-human, non-living creatures, non-living, like a rock, everything, well, rocks are kind of living, but everything has a field around it. And obviously it's more clear in things like plants and animals and humans. But what we do with this frequency is we're emitting it, is it's going out like a magnet, because our thoughts are electric, our feelings, our emotions are magnetic. It's an electromagnetic field that we have around us. It's a toroidal field. And this field is a magnet for other fields that are similar. And this is a tricky part. It doesn't have to be the field of a person, plant, or animal. It can be the field of an experience. And neuroscience works with this too, because we start guiding our conscious and our subconscious mind to be on the lookout for the things that we want. So if I want to heal my body, for example, I am envisioning and feeling good about my healed body. That means I'm putting the frequency out that, number one, and this is super important for healing, if healing is where you're at, your body, by believing and feeling the idea of being healed, your brain will secrete the chemicals, the hormones, the things that your body needs. You have a virtual pharmacy in your body. This is what the placebo effect is all about. There's no two ways about it. You can heal your body with your thoughts and emotions alone. I've seen it a million times. You have to follow the protocol, but you can do it. And the protocol is no big secret. It's literally getting in a calm place every day, reducing your brain waves, feeling joy and excitement, and just keeping yourself positively focused, right? There's more to it than that if we've got a lot of old garbage in our brains, but we're not going to talk about that right now. I just want you to understand there's no big secret to it. It's just about being present and relaxed and then focusing on what you want. Okay, so for healing, aside from the placebo effect, which is documented and very true, we're also emitting the frequency of being healed. And so what that means is we're going to attract to us the people and situations and things that will lead us physically and energetically to healing our body. So maybe, you know, you're putting out this frequency of having a healthy body and you're feeling really good about it, really grounded, really loving. Someone's going to come along and they're going to mention this new healthcare practitioner, or they're going to mention this new supplement, or they're going to mention this new juice fast, and you're going to catch it and it's going to feel right because you're grounded and you're open and you're loving and you're like, oh, maybe I'll try that. Now, I am a huge proponent that we don't have to do anything to heal our bodies, that we can absolutely do it with our minds. But at the same time, I'm not opposed or against anyone saying, oh, I'm going to seek professional help. There's nothing wrong with that. You have to do what you feel is right for your body. But I do want you to know that there are numerous, thousands of cases where people who had terminal illnesses, people who were in wheelchairs, you know, have used their mind and their emotions alone to heal their body. So just know that no matter what you're doing for your health, if that's your concern, that you absolutely have all the power that you need between your ears and in your chest, your thoughts and your feelings. Okay, so what I started talking about 7 minutes ago, things that ruin your frequency. The things that ruin your frequency are any kind of negative reaction. That means you turn on the news, you don't like what it says. That's a negative reaction. A client gets mad at you or hangs up on you, or a client is more demanding of you and you feel it. That's a negative reaction. Someone doesn't take the garbage out and you really wanted it taken out today. You could have a negative reaction. Negative reactions by nature are activating our stress hormones. And when the stress hormones are activated, your brain is telling your body you're in danger. And it throws you into what's called fight or flight. It activates your sympathetic nervous system. We don't want this. When our sympathetic nervous system is activated, we are in survival mode. You cannot manifest the things that you want in your life from survival mode. There is absolutely zero chance of great success when you're in survival mode. That means when you turn on the news or when you get that diagnosis or whatever it is, if you're in survival mode, it's just going to make it worse. You know, 99.9% of all illnesses, and I always go as far as to say accidents, divorces, and wars too, are either directly caused or directly contributed to by the stress hormones. So really think about that. You want to manifest a new mate in your life, but you're just mad about politics. You're just angry at your clients. You're just mad because you don't have enough money, and you're ruminating in that, and you're in a spiral, or you just keep repeating a conversation over and over and over again. You are living in a reactive frequency that is only going to give you more things to be reactive about. So on the 5 things to raise your frequency, you know, I talked about, some of the things that I recommend, and, you know, you can add to those. You can add dancing, you can add music, you can add candles, you can add whatever makes you feel good, right? Like I will do some essential oil when I'm getting ready to do a meditation. So whatever it takes you to raise your frequency, that's great. But if you've got an underlying frequency that is low and dense and dark and angry or sad, then that is going to be your predominant frequency. And your predominant frequency is it's like an antenna on your head attracting more of the same quality of frequency to you. Does that make sense? In old school, like, what is it called? Ham radios, they had something called is it a transistor? I think it's a transistor, where it both received energy and it gave energy, like in CB radios, I think. And that's what you are. And that's what you have. You know, your field is it's a transceiver. So you emit energy and then you take energy in. You know, it goes around and around. So it's up to you to decide what you want to emit. But I'm telling you that the quickest way to see what you've been emitting as far as the frequency goes up until now is just to look at your life. The more things that you find that you want to react to, or that just really, it's really not those things that you're reacting to. There's really something in you that hasn't quite got that out of it yet. And that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother video. But the point is, the sooner that we can learn to notice when we're reacting and just step back and say, okay, I'm really upset right now. How can I get this out of my body? Do I need to do EFT? Do I need to journal? Should I take a walk out in nature? Should I take my shoes off and do a little grounding outside? I mean, what can I do? Maybe you go for a run. Just don't jump on Facebook and complain. Text a friend and complain. Talk about how mad you are. Join a complaint group. Those are all things that are going to keep your frequency really, really low. And listen, at the end of the day, if you want to be mad, if you want to be mad about anything, if you want to be reactive about anything, if you want to live in fear, that's your prerogative. That is absolutely your prerogative. But I'm a big fan of what I call radical responsibility. And that means you at least have to acknowledge, this is my choice. Today I'm going to be mad. Today I'm going to be sad. I don't care if I have a low frequency and I attract a bunch of things I don't want. I am consciously making the choice to feel bad today. And I say this, I'm not being facetious. I say this as an opportunity for you to really dig inside and recognize, if you tell yourself, I'm making a choice today to be angry, how much quicker the anger will dissipate. Because you have no way around it. You are making a choice. Nobody makes you angry. No event or circumstance makes you sad. It's your interpretation of it, and you make a decision. Right now, I'm going to be sad. People always say, I can't help it. I feel sad. Well, yeah, because you gave it meaning that tells you you should feel sad. And so your brain began to produce the chemistry involved with sadness and depression. And now your body is just responding to it. But it was a choice. You don't have to feel like that. You get sad, you can go outside and you can start dancing it up. You can spin your cat or your dog around. You can, laugh. You can do anything you want, and you will change your physiology and thereby change your mood as well. Okay, so it's always up to you. Radical responsibility. You get to choose your frequency. Love to hear what you're choosing today. See the links below if you are interested in one of my free classes, or in working with me, or joining one of my programs. Would love to hear from you. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thanks for watching.